Welcome to the Mucky Duck. I'm Johnny Nicholas. This is David Greeley here. Little thing I wrote called I'm Hell Bent for the Promised Land. I was standing by my window, watching the world pass by. Too many think I should have, too many reasons why. I could have done this and I should have done that, blinded by a sea of doubt. In a flash of light, I restored my sight. I sure, Lord, figured it out. Now I was lost, but now I'm found. And hallelujah, I'll be glory bound. Taking names along the way, I fall down on my knees and pray. I praise God, I hope He understands. I hell bent for the promised land. I say no to the devil, don't you know? I try to keep my footsteps straight. One step in front of the other on the way to the pearly gate. I steer clear of the demons of fear, and Holy Ghost don't give me a fright. Savior's cross is my true salvation when I travel through the darkest night. Now I was lost, but now I'm found. Hallelujah, I'll be glory bound. I'm taking names all along the way. I fall down on my knees and pray. Praise God, I hope He understands. I hell bent for the promised land. I don't need a fancy car, although I sure love a Cadillac. I bought my baby diamond ring because it was something that she really liked. I work hard each and every day to keep my pockets filled with dough. But money, cars, and rings don't mean a thing when Gabriel starts to blow. I don't mean to be short, with you, but there's places I got to be. Ain't got time for small talk. Got faith in what I can't see. How can I lose? How can I lose? How can I lose? How can I lose? I'm testifying on the witness stand, hell bent for the promised land. All right, thank you. Yeah, always good to be at the Mucky Dock. Whispers of a sweet dream drifting to your ear, quiet like a foghorn, baby. I hope that you can hear wisdom of the ages. Seeking you shall know. Don't say I never told you so. Whispers of a sweet dream drift across the sea, shining like a lighthouse. Shine the light on me, and you will find your own dream. Just don't let it go. Don't say I never told you so. You took it all in stride till you couldn't walk no more. Howled at the moon until you couldn't even talk no more. Whispers of a sweet dream drift across the sea, peeping through the tree. And love will give you power when you let it flow. Don't say I never told you so. All in stride till you couldn't walk no more. Howled blindly at the moon until you couldn't even talk no more. Whispers of a sweet dream. Children, don't you know, love is like a flower when you let it grow, and you will find your heart's desire when you let it go. Don't say I never told you so. Don't say I never told you so. All right. Feel like we're in Lafayette, like we're still in Lafayette, man.
We drove here from Breaux Bridge, Louisiana today. We happen to be here in the big city.
How about it for Alejandro Escovedo?
Yeah.
Were any of you here earlier for the show?
Yes, fantastic.
Oh, man. One of the greats. was telling David this guitar's from 1965. And so let's see, that's how many years? 50-something years.
Never been tuned.
And the tuners are I said, why are these tuners going bad? It's only 60 years old. Song I wrote with Big Walter Horton. He was the king of the blues harmonica. One of my mentors and a guy I traveled all over the country with, playing music. I got patches on my pockets, holes in my shoes. Know about that, I got the original walking blues. I gotta move. Move on down the line. Gotta move. Move on down the line. Now you know I'm tired of feeling like an old flat tire. My burden's heavy and my feet's on fire. I gotta move. Move on down the line. I gotta move, baby. Move on down the line. I'm gonna tell you something, darling. Gonna tell you true. If you don't want me, it's a cinch I don't want you. I've gotta move. Gonna move on down the line. I gotta move, baby. Move on down the line. I gotta move, baby. Move on down the line.
All right.
It's starting to cool off a little bit here. Mr. Bartender, when you get a chance, could I get a chilled shot of tequila, please? Allergy medication, you understand?
I don't play with people who drink, you know.
Is Alejandro here?
Yeah, he's over there.
There he is. All right, I'm going to do this song for you, brother. We had a mutual friend, one of the great Texas songwriters named Stephen Bruton. We lost about, I can't believe it's been that long. It's been a long time. And he produced, was that your first album, man? Your 3 albums, yeah, of Alejandro. Stephen was a remarkable songwriter, a remarkable musician, producer, etc. Thank you so much. And inspired so many people. Really inspired me to get deeper into my writing. But he was just a special human being as well as being a great musician. Won a Grammy Award for the soundtrack to, what's the name of that movie?
What's the name of that movie?
Crazy Heart, yeah.
Crazy Heart.
And what can I say? This is one of Stephen's songs, one of my favorites. Through these trials, if you tried and true, and there's no way around what you just been through, you find that nothing is really yours to keep. Find that love's a river, and that river runs deep. When the day is over and the night stands still, and you're being held there, held against your will, out on the edge where the drop is steep, you find that love's a river, and that river runs deep. High, wide, and handsome, you know she rode from soul to soul. Take your soul for ransom, yet it's worth it. More and more, there's times in your life when you might want out, and your eyes are covered by the shadows of doubt. You'll find your way, and then you'll take that leap. You'll find that love's a river, and that river runs deep. How wide and handsome, you know he rode from soul to soul. Take your soul for ransom, and yet it's worth it. More and more, there's times in your life when you might want out, and your eyes are covered by the shadows of doubt. You'll find that nothing is really yours to keep. You'll find that love's a river, and that river runs deep. You'll find that love's a river, and that river runs deep. To you, Stephen. All right. My harmonica's got a screw loose, literally. But it all works when it gets in the harmonica rack. Got to Houston and it was hot and humid. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. We just came from Louisiana though, so. I wrote this song with Scrappy Judd Newcomb, and it's a song about the Mississippi River and a whole lot more. It's called Roll On, Mississippi. Roll on, Mississippi, you're a freight train in the night. Roll on, Mississippi, down past the sands of town. Gathering your tributaries to your watery breast, from the mountains and the prairies of the east and west, past the old plantation, past the Plaquemine, New Orleans will ease your worried mind. Ah, Mississippi, Roll on, Mississippi, down to that southern sea. Roll on, Mississippi, like a dying gambler's plea. Haunted cries neath delta skies float upon the waves. Teardrops from the heavens wash down on the graves of the dreamers and the schemers who passed this way before. Toil and flood, sweat and blood no more. Oh, Mississippi. Ah, Mississippi. Can I get a little bit of the fiddle in this front monitor, please? Roll on, Mississippi, as history unfolds. Roll on, Mississippi, many questions do you hold. How you knowing where you're going? Such a muddy stream. How you find your way neath a half-forgotten green. Cheyenne, Sioux, Kickapoo, Fox and Chickasaw. All the cards were marked before the draw. Oh, Mississippi. I roll on, Mississippi, right past my baby's door. Roll on, Mississippi, we passed this way before. I can hear you in the wind, I can hear you moan. Your lonesome whistle trying to call me home. Oh, you thrill my heart, how you flood my soul. Take me in your arms and gently roll. Oh, Mississippi. Thank you, thank you. This next song has a Stephen Burton story attached to it. I was working up in the Northeast in February, which I don't recommend at all. But it was a worthy cause. I was helping restore this amazing old nightclub called the Knickerbocker Cafe, where so many great people played, from Count Basie to Freddie King, B.B. King, Gatemouth Brown, Stevie Ray Vaughan, just a lot of great people. And I was staying up there, and it was a Sunday, and it was it wasn't really like nice snow. It was kind of sleet and cold. And I was talking to Stephen on the phone. We were catching up. He had just got back from California, and I said, he said, "What are you doing up there?" I told him all about it. I said, "Yeah." I said, "Man, I'm just," I said, "it's wearing me down." I said, he said, "Look, man, just get your ass back to Texas." And I said, "Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense." Why didn't I think of that? Well, that night I went to the Chinese restaurant, and I was the only one in there, and I was feeling sorry for myself. And there was a little Asian couple down at the end in the booth down at the end, and they were in love, and they were hugging and kissing on each other and laughing, you know. And that just made me feel worse. And the sleet and gray stuff was outside falling down. And I ate my egg foo young, and I got my fortune cookie, and I opened it up, and this is a true story. I still have it. And I opened it up, and it said, "Traveling to the South will bring you great happiness." Anyhow, sat down and wrote this song. G-string's got a mind of its own, David. It's called Roads on Fire. Too many memories for one broken heart. Not enough time to make a new start. What you gonna do to keep from going insane? Buy yourself a ticket on a southbound train. Now, when I was a young boy, the whole world shined. Mama's in the kitchen, music's on my mind. All the old ladies dressed in black. Smell of the road from an old Cadillac. Too many mountains, not enough valleys. Too much time spent down in the alley. Too many deserts, not enough oases, not enough smiles on too many faces. How you gonna change that tire when the road's on fire? Lost my best friend, I lost my brother. I spent my time looking for cover. I spent my money and I lost my way. I never lost hope, but I sure had to say it was too many mountains, not enough valleys. Too much time spent down in the alley. Too many deserts, not enough oases, not enough smiles on too many faces. How you gonna change that tire when the road's on fire? road's on fire. Now that big carousel just keep on spinning, round and round, back to the beginning. Two ants fighting about a piece of dirt. One gets the prize, the other gets hurt. Too many mountains, not enough damn valleys. Too much time spent down in the alley. Too many deserts, not enough voices, not enough smiles on too many faces. Too many hearts been broken, too many words unspoken. How you gonna change that tire when the road's on fire? Road's on fire. Road's on fire. Road's on fire. Road's on fire. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It always goes out to Stephen Bruton, the memory of Stephen. All right, so we're going to pick it up here and lighten it up a little bit. This is a song that could only come from South Louisiana. It's not another world down there. And I spent many a happy night playing music or going to see people out at a place called Jay's Lounge and Cockpit in Cankton, Louisiana, many years ago. And the Cockpit didn't have nothing to do with an airplane, as you might guess. You could dance in the front and go in the back and bet on the Fighting Roosters. And it was a beautiful, beautiful scene. You know, songs are how they come to you and what inspires them is they're all different. This one, more parts of this are true than I care to admit to. But it all... part of the problem. See, it just keeps moving around.
Yeah.
Every time this happens, I say, when I get back, I'm going to get my guitar tech and have him order some new tuners, and I always forget until the next time I'm doing this. My friend Katie Shore likes to say, we tune because we care. It's called the Bayou Blues. Do it for the Bayou City. We're in the Bayou City. That's right. I met a girl down at the Fado. She told me that her name was Jeanette Como. She had a new ex-boyfriend and a gun in her purse. She told me you can have me for better or worse. She said those things you heard about me, Lord, I swear they ain't true. I might have known right then that she would leave me with those Bayou Blues. She took me to her cabin just south of Abbeville. The way she called my name gave me such a thrill. There were ant piles in the front yard right up to my knees, and Spanish moss hanging down from the live oak trees. Like her long black wave of hair, she had a secret tattoo. Just using my imagination, I was thinking about those old Bayou Blues. Now this is where the story gets interesting. I said that one night and the guy says, "You mean it ain't interesting enough already?" I had to agree with him. You see, this was something that I had never seen before. There were alligators swimming right up to the front door. She fixed me a plate of sauce piquant. She said the meat is fresh, I just killed it this morning. She sure could cook, and I had nothing to lose. We danced all night, rocking to those Bayou Blues. Next thing I knew, the sunlight was dancing on the floor, and the new ex-boyfriend was on the front door. She was reaching for her gun, and I was reaching for my clothes. I lit out the back door, was moving on down the road. I heard some loud conversation and a gunshot or two. Every time I think about her, I get those Bayou Blues. Bye, 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 Bayou. Oh, sweet Jeanette, I can't forget you. Bye, 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 Bayou. Way down on the Louisiana Bayou. Bye, 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 Bayou. If I tried to, bye, 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 Bayou. Bayou Blues, thank you, right here in the Bayou City. I'm gonna move over here to the piano because got to thinking about being down in the alley. And any Doug Psalm fans out there tonight? Yeah, Doug was a great Texas artist and great musicologist too. Doug had so much Only cat I knew that knew more about music was roots music was Keith Ferguson, original bass player with the Fabulous Thunderbirds. And I miss Keith. That's another guy that we really miss for sure. And Doug, of course. So the thing about Doug was he would always stop by Hilltop. Any of y'all ever been to Hilltop Cafe? Yeah. Great little place, inconveniently located in the middle of nowhere, as they like to say. Stephen Bruton, we were getting ready to record my album on Antones at the end of April. And we had just finished playing the New Year's Eve gig at Hilltop. Stephen always came down and played the New Year's Eve gig. And he called me up on New Year's Day and he says, oh, maybe it was the second. And he says, go ahead and bring that piano down a little bit, please. So Stephen called up, he says, hey man, we got to start working, do pre-production on the record. I said, well, it's 4 months away, man. I said, but yeah. I said, I'm coming to Austin next week. He said, no, I'm just going to drive down there tomorrow. Well, see, Stephen really liked to eat. And my wife Brenda was an amazing cook, and the food at Hilltop has always been notoriously good. And so he just wanted to come down and eat. He walked in, and the oysters were good that time of year. And Brenda said, what do you want to eat, Stephen? He said, oh, baby, just fix me something you think I'd like. And she took these oysters and seasoned them up a certain way and got a cast iron skillet and some butter and sauteed these oysters and then tossed them with pasta and garlic and stuff. It was so good. So every time he'd come, he'd ask for these oysters, and finally, we just put them on the menu. He's the only person that has a dish named after him at Hilltop, Oysters Bruton, and they are really, really good, yeah. He produced this song that I wrote for Doug. Doug used to stop by, and it was the same thing. He always wanted some gumbo. But whenever you had a conversation with Doug, if it was a 1 hour conversation, Doug would talk for 55 minutes, and you could talk for 5. But it was okay because he was so entertaining, and he was so smart, you know, and he was so enthusiastic about music, especially. After he died, I wrote this for him. Now take me down in the alley. I got to hear those low-down blues. Nighttime is falling, I hear them calling. What have I got to lose? So take me down in the alley. I need new soul for these worn-out cowboy boots. Main Street's too busy, it makes me dizzy. Take me where they dig the blues. my baby's waiting, anticipating tough lights and tough blues. No need to worry, forget all your hurry. You got nothing to lose. Now my baby's waiting, anticipating tough blues, soft lights, and a glass of wine. No need to worry, forget all your hurry, and you'll be feeling oh so fine. So take me down in the alley. I got to hear those low-down blues. Nighttime is falling, I hear them calling. Take me where they dig the blues. Take me to the Mucky Duck, I know they dig the blues. Down in the alley. Thank you, thank you. Always such a great audience at the Mucky Duck and here late on a Saturday night. All right, this next one, any of y'all, obviously you don't live in the country if you're here in Houston, but any of y'all ever lived out in the country? Anybody ever had chickens running around at their place? Really? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I have chickens, you know, up in the hill country. My wife Brenda used to name all her chickens. They all had names, and you'll hear some of their names in this song.
Aren't they hard to eat once you name them?
Well, yeah, they are.
Chicken like that, you
but
can't eat all at one time.
Usually you have so many. There's usually more roosters than you need, and I got to really like rooster. I mean, if you cook rooster nice and slow, it's better than chicken. I think so. Of course, David, South Louisiana chickens are a really important part of the culture and the food chain and everything else. So I wrote this song. You can see it on YouTube. There's a YouTube video. It's really great. Filmed at the C4 Ranch. It's called Trouble in the Hen House. Well, a big red rooster told the little black hen, you ain't laid an egg in God knows when. The little black hen told the big red rooster, you don't come around and see me like you used to. Trouble in the hen house. Trouble in the hen house. Trouble in the hen house. Lord, what a sad affair. Now Gabrielle told old Henrietta about Chanticleer and the little black setter. The little black setter ran away to hide. He said, you ruffled my feathers and hurt my pride. Trouble in the hen house. Had some trouble in the hen house. Oh, trouble in the hen house. Lord, what a sad affair. Hey, man, tell it again. Now the little black setter had a brood of chicks, 2 yellow, 1 brown, and 1 little mix. The big red rooster said, glory be, you know there ain't nary a one that looks like me. Well, that's trouble in the hen house. I know that's some trouble in the hen house. Oh, trouble in the hen house, Lord, what a sad affair. Trouble in the hen house when the hens won't lay. If mama ain't happy, you know what they say. How about David Greeley on that fiddle? Yeah. So I was traveling out on the West Coast. Had a long tour, one of those tours where you forget, you start thinking that the Holiday Inn is your home, you know. Couldn't. Just said to myself, I got to boogie back to Texas. I left my home, I rambled way out west, left the place that I love best. I got to boogie back to Texas, got no time to lose. I got a boogie back to Texas, I got the California blues. Oh, well, I called my baby on the telephone. I said, darling, don't you worry, darling, coming home. Boogie back to Texas, got no time to lose. I got a boogie back to Texas. I got the California blues. These West Coast women ain't square. They like to keep outside in an easy chair. I got a boogie back to Texas, got no time to lose. I got a boogie back to Texas, I got the California blues. Well, baby, when I get back home, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take you in my arms, make love to you. When I boogie back to Texas, oh, I got no time to lose. I got a boogie back to Texas, I got the California blues. Oh, let's boogie back. I'm gonna boogie back to Texas, I got the California blues. Yeah. Boogie back to Texas. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Well, we did a tribute album to a guy named Moon Mullican. He's one of the greats. Very influential cat in American music and not very well known. Actually, how many of y'all ever heard of Moon Mullican out there? Well, we got one. Actually, all of y'all know who Moon Mullican is because he's the guy that actually wrote the song Jambalaya. It was called Down on the Bayou, and I have a 78 RPM record of it. But it's common knowledge, and he gave the song to his good friend Hank Williams. And Hank wouldn't take the song. Moon said, well, give me $50. And so he did. And to Hank's credit, Acuff Rose Music still sends checks to his family for 50% of the royalties on Jambalaya. Yeah, quite a story. He heavily influenced Jerry Lee Lewis. So, you know, there were a bunch of guys in Houston that were, I mean, they were pretty Cajun, but it was a different kind of Cajun because they weren't real Cajun. They were, I don't know, man. They were pretty real. I guarantee you that. Papa Link Davis and so many really great cats from the Golden Triangle. So like I said, Moon wrote this song called Down on the Bayou. Then he played piano on Papa Link Davis's version of it that he did in French. He did it was basically the same song, but he called it Let's Go to Big Houston. So this is how Jambalaya started out, right here. Mucky, patanda, Mucky, my surely fish, but they pass out. In big Houston, there are lots of pretty girls. Mucky, potandale, McGonigel sound. Mucky, potandale, potandale, I bet no spitty pass out. In big Texas, there are lots of pretty girls. Mucky, potandale, McGonigel sound. Tonight I'm gonna see my little shabby dress in style, go hog wild and big gale. Son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun down on the line. The nose and the Thibodeaux and the place she's buzzing. Well, you see my little shabby, well that's my cousin. Dress in style, go hog wild and big gale. Well, son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun down on the line. How about it for David Greeley on that Cajun fiddle?
Thank you.
All right. I got to check. Keep checking. Figure out what we got. Oh, man. We're running out of time. I know we started a little bit late, but, well, let's see. We got to do some heavy metal music next.
Hey, Johnny, can I sing these people a Cajun ballad?
You sure can.
All right.
Which
This is
one?
a Cajun ballad. This is called Un beau dimanche matin. That means a beautiful Sunday morning. Now, this is Cajun French, and it's real French. It works everywhere. So I'll tell you what's going on as I go through this. It goes like this. Un beau dimanche matin, je m'en vais me voir ma belle. Que lui bague, que lui bague. So a beautiful Sunday morning, I go and see my girl. The heart beats gaily. Je l'ai dit, Marguerite, mais c'est ton samadilier. Que lui bague, que lui bague mon. I said, Marguerite, it's time to get married. Je demande à son père quel âge qu'elle avait. Que lui bague, que lui bague mon. I asked her father how old she was. Son père m'a dit qu'à la 90 ans, que lui bague, que lui bague mon. Her father said she's 90 years old. Je regarde dans sa bouche, il est resté que 3 dents. Que lui bague, que lui bague mon. I look into her mouth and there are only 3 teeth left. And qui branche l'autre, qui penche l'autre, qui grouille quand il fait vent. Que lui bague, que lui bague mon. One that branches, one that leans, and one that moves when the wind blows. Le samedi, il se marie, le lundi, il perd sa femme. Que lui bague, que lui bague mon. So Saturday he gets married, Monday he loses his wife. Avec la bourse de ma vieille, j'en aurai un de 20 ans. Que lui bague, que lui bague mon. With their money, I'll find one that's 20 years old. That's it.
Mr. David Greeley, yeah. I've been knowing this guy.
You don't get that just anywhere.
Huh?
You don't get that just anywhere.
No, you don't. That's right. Only at the Mucky Duck, and it's South Louisiana and in Canada, right? Did you do that when you were up in
Yeah.
the North Country?
I was afraid that the old ladies would get mad, but they loved it more than anyone else.
Well, David, let's get this heavy metal thing going.
Let's do it.
And could I get another shot of chilled tequila, please?
Whoa.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Well,
It's not even a beer.
well, it was all excited for you.
No. I'm just determined to cook all my drinks over tonight. But, you know, last night when Christopher came up on stage,
Yeah.
he almost poked my eye out with
Oh,
his
yeah.
nose, man. Chris George is Carol Fran's son, and Carol, of course, was from Lafayette, but she spent a lot of time in Houston because she married Clarence Holloway, the great guitar player with Bobby Bland, and anyhow, he's a good friend. He had to leave early, so he came up to give me a hug while I was playing, and I mean, he just poked me. Love him to death, though. Now, see, this guitar was made in 1934. And it stays in tune.
Is it plugged in? Oh, there you go.
I haven't touched it since last year.
Now that's a guitar.
Yeah.
Yay! Don't tune it. Do not tune it.
So a friend of mine, one of my hunters, one of the guys we hunt with up in Hill Country, he was up the Llano River and having too much fun, and he neglected to take care of some things in his truck that shouldn't have been visible, like guns and drugs. And so I wrote this song for him because this is what he wound up in the Llano County Jail. Sitting in that Llano County jail, I ain't got no one to go my bail. Now the debt has come for all the wrong I've done, sitting in that Llano County jail. Bread and jelly every supper time, jelly and bread for breakfast, I ain't lying. Now the debt has come for all the wrong I've done, sitting in that Llano County jail. One took my guns and all my potent. He said, son, this really ain't no joke. Now the debt has come for all the wrong you done, sitting in that Llano County jail. Now the debt has come for all the wrong I've done, sitting in that Llano County jail. Llano County Jail. Well, I think we just about got to say goodnight here in a couple more songs, but we got to do Fresh Air. It's a song that I started doing. We did together up at Rhythm and Roots. Second time I ever performed it in public, and then I went down to Brobridge, and David and I stayed at his house, and we would go eat lunch up at Pochet's or Glenda's Kitchen up just north of Brobridge. And one day I was on the bridge there, the Pochet Bridge, watching the Bayou Teche come by. And little kids were playing out there, and it's kind of helped me finish this song. It's become my most requested song. I never thought much of it. David Greeley told me, when I wrote it, we were doing it, he said, that's your hit right there. I said, well, it's a song I really love. It's my prayer for the modern, chaotic world we live in. But turned out he was right. I should have known. I could use a little fresh air. Turn the radio up in your car. I could use a little tender love and care, and wish upon a falling star. If you care, get out and find yourself some fresh air. Now the river's invitation, it's a mighty fine temptation. Believe I'll sit right down and watch the waters flow. Paper ships drift by 'neath the Louisiana sky, and the captain's dream finds refuge at your door. He could use a little fresh air. I believe he's been at sea too long. Freedom's voice is like an icy stare, filled with an emptiness that you can't bear. Open up your heart and find your own fresh air. Will the circle be unbroken? What kind of words be spoken as windows start to open everywhere? Will the words that you can't find ever escape your mind and blossom in your garden of despair? Can't you use a little fresh air? Open up the door that gets you there. Take a stroll down along the railroad track. Let the freight train whistle take you back. To a place where you can find your own fresh air. All right, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
No, sir.
I think we got time for one more, David. You know the old steel guitar rag?
Yeah.
Bob.
That,
Yeah? All right. Well, let's do that. Take it out with the Bob Wills thing, right? The old steel guitar rag. We'll get you, since we're in the Bob Wills, groove right there. It's one of my favorites by Bob, and David and I played this a number of times. Tommy Duncan's song called Time Changes Everything. Thank you for being here tonight. I'm Johnny Nicholas. This is Mr. David Greeley. And thank you, Rusty, and all the staff at the Mucky Duck. It's such a great place to play. There was a time I thought of no other, and we'd sing our own heart's refrain. Our hearts beat as one as we walked along, but time changes everything. When you left me, my poor heart was broken. Our romance seemed all in vain. Dark clouds are gone, there's blue skies again, 'cause time changes everything. Time has passed, I've forgot you. Mother Nature does wonderful things. I guess it's true for me and you, 'cause time changes everything. Now you go your way and I'll go mine, 'cause time has changed everything. Thank you all so much, and good night. Say good night. Again, thank you again, Rusty, and everybody here at the Mucky Duck.